Hey mathematicians, so for number 1, remember our first step is that we need to distribute the number to the variables. And to distribute, we use multiplication. So I am going to do -4 times -x. And remember, if there is not a number in front of the x, that means it's a 1. So -4 times -1 is +4. And then don't forget that I'm multiplying it by x. Then I need to do -4 times 2. And -4 times 2 is -8. And we need to have the negative in between them because this has an x and this does not, so we cannot put them together. Okay, then I'm going to bring down the rest of the equation. So I have my plus 5x, my plus 2, my equals, and the -24. So now my next step is that I need to combine my like terms. So I have 4x plus 5x. So 4x plus 5x is 9x. Then my other like terms that I need to combine are -8 and +2. -8 plus 2 is -6. So now I've got this is all equal to -24. So my next step is now I need to isolate the x. So to isolate the x, I need to cancel my -6. I cancel -6 with a +6. Because this is an equation, if I add 6 to this side, I need to add 6 to this side. So that side cancels. I need to bring my 9x down. -24 plus 6 is -18. And then finally, to cancel out the 9, remember, I'm not going to do -9. That is wrong. Instead, I need to cancel out this multiplication with division on both sides. So this cancels, leaves me with an x. X is equal to -2. Number 2, remember that my first step is that I need to multiply 2 times 5x, which 2 times 5 is 10. So that's going to be 10x. Then I need to do 2 times 5, which is 10. And because this one has an x and that one does not have an x, I can't put them together. So I need to put a plus in between them because that is a +10. Then I'm going to bring down my plus x, my plus 1, my equals, and my -22. My next step is that I need to combine like terms. So 10x plus an x. Remember that this is a 1x right here. So 10x's plus 1x is 11x's. Then I need to combine +10 and +1. +10 plus +1 is +11. And because this is an x and that one doesn't have an x, I can't put them together. So I need to put a plus in between them. Then write the rest of my equation. So my equals and my negative 22. Then I need to isolate and solve for x. So I'm going to cancel out a positive 11 with a minus 11. And I need to do that on both sides. So that will cancel. I'm going to bring down my 11x. Negative 22 minus 11 is negative 33. And I'm going to divide both sides by 11. So x is equal to negative 3. For number 3, first I need to distribute. So I need to multiply 2 times 5x. 2 times 5 is 10. And then I've got my x. 2 times 2 is 4. And it's a positive 4. And I need that plus in between them because this one has an x and that one doesn't have an x. Then I'm going to bring down the rest of my equation. So minus 2x minus 2 equal to negative 22. Next, I need to combine my like terms to make it easier to work with. So 10x's minus 2x's is 8x. 4 minus 2 is 2. And because I can't put these together, I need to put a plus in between them because that's a positive 2. Then I'm going to bring down the rest of my equation equals negative 22. Then I need to isolate my x, so I'm going to cancel out my plus 2 with a minus 2. And I need to do that on both sides. So I'm going to bring down my 8x because those canceled. Negative 22 minus 2 is negative 24. And then finally, I need to divide both sides by 8 so that x is equal to negative 3. For number 4, I need to distribute 3 times negative 5x. So 3 times negative 5 is negative 15x. Then 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. So now I have a minus in between them. I'm going to bring down the rest of my equation. So minus 4x minus 1 is equal to negative 35. Next, I'm going to combine my like terms. So negative 15x combined with negative 4x is negative 19x. Negative 15 combined with a negative 1 is a negative 16. I'm going to bring down the rest of my equation. Then I need to isolate my x. So I need to cancel minus 16 with a plus 16 on both sides. So that will cancel. But I have negative 19x. If I add negative 35 to 16, that gets me negative 19. Then finally, I divide both sides by negative 19. X is equal to positive 1. For number 5, next, remember I need to distribute. So I need to do 4 times x. Remember, if there's no number in front of the x, that means it's a 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. And I'm going to put the x on there. 4 times 3 is 12. And because it's a positive 12 and I can't combine these, I'm going to put a plus in between them. Then I'm going to bring down the rest of my equation. So negative 2x minus 2 equals negative 8. Now I need to combine my like terms. So 4x minus 2x is 2x. Positive 12 minus 2 is 10. And it's a positive 10, so I need a plus in between there. Equals negative 8. I'm going to cancel out my plus 10. Now I need to solve for x. So I need to cancel my plus 10 with a minus 10. And I need to do it on both sides. That will cancel. I have 2x is equal to negative 18. And finally, I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So x is equal to negative 9.